I think among the things NASA did that to create an environment in which we could succeed, first and foremost was to let us do what we do, how we do it, for the most part. Clearly, we had requirements to meet. We had a goal that this program needed to achieve. But one of the things I learned early on, which I don't think I expected to occur, even though I was told it would, was NASA recognized that we have done, as a company, have done well in the commercial arena, that we had processes and procedures that we were familiar with, and that would eventually lead to a high reliability, functioning, and successful spacecraft and program. And so NASA, as we went through the development, listened to what we had to say and how we might do things differently than maybe NASA might do it if it was done internally. And so by listening to what we had to say, they got a clear understanding that, hey, these guys know what they're doing. In reverse, I think that formed a trust between the organizations. And so in reverse, we became good listeners as well to how NASA thought we should do things. And so we became better at what we originally thought we were good at, we became better at. And I think NASA learned that these guys know what they're doing. And so that, I think, building that trust from the beginning of the program was very instrumental. And as we went through the design review process, as we went through the myriad of issues we worked, NASA would observe and they'd add to the conversation, but at the end of the day, they let us do what we needed to do. One of the areas where the Commercial Crew and Cargo Program Office did a lot of good work, along with the Commercial Resupply Program Office, is to help us work with the NASA engineering communities so that they had a better understanding of the way we operated and why the way we were doing things might be different than what NASA was used to, but that in the end would lead to a successful conclusion. And so I think the combination of those things really created a constructive atmosphere in which we could all succeed and all get to the common goals. One of the additional ways NASA created an environment in which we could succeed on this program is by having constructive insight into the program as opposed to traditional oversight over the program. So insight in the sense of whenever we encountered a technical issue, whether it was during the design phase or during the build phase, if we had a failure during testing, they were part of the review process to determine what the failure was, what the design deficiency might be, and what the corrective action might be. But instead of bringing in large groups of people like they might be used to doing in a typical NASA environment or a typical NASA program where they had complete oversight, they brought in experts that could add to the conversation and help us get to a solution more quickly, but it was very effective and very efficient in getting there. And so they didn't tell us how to resolve the issue. We ran the failure review boards, we ran the technical review processes. They're our engineering review boards in which we would make technical decisions. But they would add to the conversation by bringing in the expertise that they thought would be helpful. And I think it worked very, very well.